Greetings, friends, and today is Wednesday, March 2nd, and in the words of U2, it's a beautiful day. Don't let it slip away. I'm Zach, and I'll be leading us as we continue through Celtic spirituality on this fourth week of Lent. Now that I said that, I realize U2 has very little to do with Celtic spirituality, but that's okay. A brief word about the Celtic approach to spirituality before we get started. The Celtic practice of spirituality is intensely practical. The goal of it is to help us develop a deeper connection to God and to the world that God has created for us to live as a part of. Their spirituality is about seeing the interconnectedness and the oneness in all things, and seeking to live in harmony with the world to the greatest degree possible. Today, we'd certainly call their theology, maybe we'd label it green theology, because it leads us to an awareness and concern for nature and seeing ourselves as having a place in it, rather than the view that we so often carry with us today, especially in America, that we kind of exist outside of or separate from nature. This approach reminds us that we have our roots in the natural world. So while the practices are done with others, it's also very personal as well as it is practical. For Celtic Christians, spirituality is like a deep well of accumulated values and experiences from which we can draw wisdom and strength for various tasks of life, for decisions and relationships that we face every day. It's a way to help us form wisdom based on our experiences. In this, we are also aware that not everything we accumulate is helpful and good for us. Not all experiences are positive. And so we need to be clearing the well from time to time, so to speak. With Celtic spirituality would put it this way: everyone has to drink from their own well. So if the water becomes stagnant, it becomes no good anymore, right? It can poison us. And we need to help keep the water fresh and keep it flowing by keeping a constant check to see if there is any rubbish blocking the flow of our growth in God. So, with that, let us clear away some rubbish today and seek to connect with God. We are going to use a meditation inspired by the parable of the sower in Matthew 13, where we imagine ourselves as four different types of ground. So, find a comfortable position, sitting in a chair or on the floor, getting your back straight up and down with some support if necessary, and let's begin our practice today. I invite you to find yourself in your body now for a moment. Just find a center and begin to slow your breathing down gradually, becoming more aware of your breath. Feel your lungs expand and then contract as you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Just slowing down now and letting yourself be in this moment, letting go of persistent thoughts. Just watch them drive by as if you're a pedestrian on the side of the road. Now I invite you to open your imagination as we open ourselves to God today. There is a story Jesus tells of a sower who went out to sow. And the first seed fell on me. I am a path. I am easily walked over. People walk over me all the time. I have no identity of my own. And should anything fall on me, others will pick it up. Like birds scrambling for crumbs, I am left bare and fruitless. I am the one that people walk all over. This is a story of Jesus. A story Jesus tells about a sower who went out to sow. And the second seed fell on me. I am a rock garden, attractive but shallow. People admire me all the time. They see how good I look, and I like looking good. They say what novel ideas I have, and I like having them. The trouble is they are always novel, always new. Here today, withered tomorrow. No root, no depth, but admirable in a shallow way. This is a story of Jesus, a story Jesus tells of a sower who went out to sow. And the third seed fell on me, and I am a wasteland on which weeds thrive. I am filled with isms, commercialism, materialism, consumerism, industrialism, capitalism, socialism. I am full of theory, but devoid of life, choking to death everything real. I am the wasteland, full of isms, none of them working. This is a story of Jesus, a story Jesus tells of a sower who went out to sow. And we are the fertile soil, to whom much is given, and from whom much is expected. And on the good soil, the seed fell and produced plants, and the plants ripened and produced grain, 30-fold, 60-fold, 100-fold. And Jesus said, "If you have ears to hear, then hear." Jesus said, "If you have ears to hear, then hear." Jesus said, "If you have ears to hear, then hear." So, lest we disown the past or forget the future or covet our present, Jesus also said, what someone else sowed is what you are reaping, and what you sow, someone else will reap. This is the way the kingdom comes. As a seed from God and the cooperation from God's people. That love, wisdom, and charity might take root and find depth in each person, in each community, in each place. For this is how the kingdom of God grows. Come back into the present now, slowly opening your eyes if they were closed. If you were still, just start to wiggle some fingers and toes, some hands and feet, and come back into the room. Thank you for sharing your practice today with me today, friends. And may you go out sowing seeds of grace and watering them with compassion today. Go in peace, my friends.